Ever wondered why some people seem to age gracefully and others succumb to the ravages of age? It's not just genetics, it's the lifestyle choices. And I'm going to tell you 5 secrets to a healthy and long life, and the last one will surprise you, so stay tuned till the end. Welcome to Age Well with Agnes. I am 40 years old, mommy of 3, and I'm passionate about all things health and wellness. I'm here to inspire and empower middle-aged women to live healthier and happier life, because we all deserve to be the best version of ourselves. Without further ado, let's jump into today's video. I want to kickstart this off with nutrition. Now, we all know that food is very important to our overall well-being. What we eat matters, what we put in our mouth every day. The choices that we make regarding the food that we eat has massive impact on our well-being, on our weight management. So make sure you count 30 different fruit and vegetable every single week. And if you do that, you will allow for the nutrition for your body and for your gut to be fed the right kind of things. It will also help to speed up your metabolism. The second thing is I want you to give up on processed food as much as possible. Now, a lot of things that we eat in our kitchen is processed. As long as the food is cooked, it is processed. So I don't want you to stop cooking your food. Do cook your food, but be wary of how you process your food. If you eating out, this is highly processed food, and this is the kind of food that we tend to refer to as junk food. That's the kind of food you want to avoid, and the food that you do want to eat is the one that you cook at home. Home cooked food will always have much more nutritious value to it, and it will be much healthier for you than having processed food from any takeaway outside the house. And the third easy trick that you can learn here is to add fruit, nuts, and dried fruit to anything that you eat. For example, if you're having breakfast, you can add some nuts. If you're having lunch, you can have some seeds in your salad. And even in a dinner, you can add some fruit, dry fruit, or whatever you want to have for dessert. You can have just dry fruit, for example. And that way, you will ensure that you have enough fiber and nutrition delivered to your diet. If you are enjoying those tips and tricks that I'm sharing with you so far, why don't you support the channel by giving a thumbs up, comment below what do you think so far, and subscribe to the channel for more. Next thing on the list is daily workouts. You knew this is coming. I am very much fond a fitness fanatic, and I work out every single day except of the Sunday when I don't go to the gym. That's not to say I don't get active. I do tend to walk on that day. I walk around the house, tidy up. Any movement is a good movement. If you cannot go to the gym, push some weights, then you can do it at home. You must have heard that after 35, we lose 1% of muscle every single year. Therefore, it is important to start doing strength training. Go to the gym at least 3 times in a week and train with weights. Resistance training, it is super important at that age. Now, if you really are not fond of working out, and I get some people's lifestyle just does not support it, you can do things that you do enjoy doing. If you like dancing, why not put the TV out loud and your favorite music on and just start dancing around? Any form of activity is good. Whatever you do that supports movement is good. Now let's talk about stress. Stress is the biggest contributor to today's health issues. And even though you may be thinking you're not stressing out much, you may be just managing it better. But everyone has some sort of level of stress. In today's world, it's just not possible not to be stressed out. So there are ways that you can manage your stress. For example, going on a long walk in nature. This is one of the proven ways of reducing your stress. Second way, it could be breathing exercises. You can do 4 in, 6 out, or box breathing. You can read up on it all over the internet. These are very effective ways of regulating and calming your breath, which will effectively reduce your stress level. You can also do some self-care. For example, take a long bath with candles and bubbles if you like. And the last way of managing stress, I mean, there's loads of ways, but one that I really highly recommend is to try doing meditation. Guys, since I've come to India last year, I've really gotten deep into meditation and understanding how does this affect my mind and body, and it has done wonders to me. I am much more calmer. I don't yell at my kids that much anymore. I still do a fair bit, but not as much. I'm managing my stress much better because I have gone into meditation, and I could not recommend meditation more, especially as we age. We just do not realize how much tension we carry on a daily basis. The next very underestimated secret to a healthy and happy life is sleep. You have to have more sleep, guys. I understand that getting older, we sometimes tend to sleep less, not because we don't want to sleep 7, 8 hours, but it's also because we tend to not to be able to. Like with age, and I especially noticed that with my mother, she's now 65, and she tells me, oh, I slept 4 hours, I slept 5 hours. And I ask her, why? Why can't you sleep more? And she tells me that she just can't. She stays up. This is not, it's kind of an insomnia that you're facing getting older. And there are ways to sort of make things better if you're getting older and allow yourself to sleep a bit longer. But it is very important to get 7 to 8 hours sleep every single day. And if you can't do this during the nighttime, you can complement this with power nap. And I've once seen this very, very funny meme where, and I don't know, I'll try to look for it and show it to you guys. But it was saying that if you see a person over 40 years old at the party after 9 o'clock and she is full of energy, that means they've had power nap in the daytime. And it is so true. I so often nowadays have power nap that it actually shocks me. As I have approached 40s, I am feeling that after going to the gym, after having my breakfast and then having a shower, I just feel very lethargic and I do need a power nap. So after my meditation, I am very calm and relaxed, and this is when I usually allow myself for 15 to 20 minutes nap. And it does wonders to me, guys. I feel much more energized and ready for the rest of the day. Try it out yourself. But what's very important here is your routine. If, for example, you can and your work life balance allows it, try to go to sleep every day at the same time. For example, I go to sleep at 10:30 every day, and by 11 o'clock, I am definitely fast asleep. And at 5:45, I wake up because I have to help my kids to go to school. So this allows me to have the same routine every single day. That allows for about 7.5 hours of good uninterrupted sleep. Obviously, sometimes kids do interrupt me, especially when they're not well. But usually I do tend to have good night's sleep. And that allows me then to just have a very nice and relaxed day. Sleeping enough also reduces your stress. So if you're wondering how you can reduce your stress, perhaps sleep a little bit longer. And oversleeping is also no good for us. It's proven that if you oversleep, you tend to feel more lethargic and you will not be as productive as you would had you slept the normal 7 to 8 hours that you require. And if you're really struggling to fall asleep, why don't you limit their screen time? You should actually avoid being on your phone or watching TV before bed at least 1 hour before falling asleep. This will allow your eyes to relax and also your body to calm down and actually wind down to sleep. You can also try doing gentle yoga exercises or breathing techniques. They also come handy before falling asleep if you're struggling to do so. And I left the last for the least. The secret number 5 is to not to drink or smoke. And some of you will disagree with me and they will say that a lot of people in like centenarians, they have a little bit of alcohol. Maybe they're just lucky. I believe alcohol is toxins and your liver actually apparently works at least 48 hours to get rid of the toxins from your body, even if you had a little bit of alcohol. And I know it's easier said than done. I completely stopped drinking alcohol 6 years ago and I never looked back. It is a difficult situation, especially if you're quite a social person and you go out and people do offer you drink and they don't tend to understand that that one drink won't matter, really. But I politely refuse. And they kind of learned by now to know that I will not accept alcohol. You can completely give it up should you wish to. If you don't want to give it up, at least reduce. I am not a medical profession, so I'm not giving you health advice here. I'm only giving you tips on what I've learned along the way, how to live my life better to become the best version of myself. And obviously, cigarettes have been known for years to be damaging to our health, to our lungs, to our skin. Our skin loses collagen as we age, and cigarettes help you reduce collagen, which is not a good help. We don't want that kind of help, don't we? So I would really highly recommend if you smoke to stop it or at least to reduce to begin with and then completely eliminate it from your daily life. I'm not going to mention drugs because obviously some medications, and I'm not talking about recreational drugs, some medication can be actually quite damaging to our health. And it's been proven that actually regulating your diet and also reducing sugar intake and some meat as well can reduce significantly some of the diseases that people have. And I've watched this documentary on Netflix where there were a few people who were highly diabetic. It was done in USA actually. And these people have been on loads and loads of medications. And what happened is that they have shifted to plant-based diet, and reducing the meat intake or completely eliminating it made them completely drop off their drugs. So I am not going to say stop eating meat, but a lot of centenarians actually, they are mainly on the plant-based diet. 80 to 90%, they only eat plant-based food, and they are much healthier, and obviously they live much longer life. So perhaps we can learn something from them. So I hope these 5 secrets that I just shared with you, some of them probably are not so much of a secret for you, but it is important that you take actions now. Life is so short and we need to thrive, not just survive, and make the most out of it. It is easy to age with grace if you know what you're doing, if you follow the right steps, and if you're consistent with it. Not just I'm gonna do it today and then the week after I lose my motivation and then I stop altogether. This is not gonna work, guys. This has to become your new lifestyle. If you want to live better and healthier life, you have to make it your daily habits. Everything you do, every food choice, every lifestyle choice that you make now will impact your future, will impact how you feel when you get older. As you get older, you're gonna experience a lot of more risks associated with aging. Therefore, you can do things to prevent the risk of them happening. Obviously, some diseases are completely unpreventable. They are the ones that you can inherit and you can't do anything about it, but you can decrease the risk of it. And I always say to myself that, and to other people, that if you have children especially, and I do have children, I have 3 children, I feel like it's my responsibility now to look after myself so that when I get older, I am not a burden on them. And this is very powerful to me. Like every time I'm thinking to myself, oh, I can't be bothered to go to the gym, or, every time I'm making a bad food choice, the one thing that always comes to my mind is like, is this going to make my life better in the long term? Is this going to make my health better? Am I going to become a burden on my children if I make the wrong choices now? So I hope I will leave you with a little bit of inspiration and motivation and a bit of knowledge to support the idea of getting healthier now. And again, remember, we don't want to be perfect, but we want to become the best version of yourself because life is so short and you want to thrive, not just survive. I hope you enjoyed it. I invite you to watch some other videos from my library, which I'm going to list in the description and on the screen right now.